Honestly, I don't get it. I don't know how this watch is only 150 bucks. That's crazy. Let's check it out.
Hey, did you know it's a great day to wear a watch?
What's up, Schwartz Force? Welcome back to the channel. Now, in case if you're new here, my name is Dave. May the Schwartz be with you. And on this channel, we do all different types of watch-related content and reviews for all budgets and all types of enthusiasts, ranging from things like this Rocos R1101 Homage watch, all the way up to what I have on my wrist today. In case you didn't know, it is a great day to wear a watch. And this is the Omega, an actual Omega Seamaster Professional 300 Bond No Time to Die edition watch. Whew, that's a mouthful. Amazing, amazing watch. The review on this is in the works and coming up soon. So make sure if you like watches and watch content, consider subscribing, join the Schwartz Force. Now today we're doing a full review on the ROCOS R1101, which as you can see here is an homage of the Omega Constellation. You know, a lot of times when we think of Omega watches, at least for me, the ones that come to mind are the Speedmaster, the Seamaster, the Railmaster, but not really the Constellation. And after seeing this in the metal from the ROCOS being an homage, kind of has me appreciate the design of it and the look of it a little bit more. I know not everyone can afford the real deal, so having this option from ROCOS will definitely scratch the itch, and you're actually getting good specs and good bang for buck. Now, this watch review wouldn't be possible if it were not for Jeff, a fellow subscriber, member of the Schwartz Force, kind of become like a buddy of mine. We've chatted a little bit. He sent this into the channel along with his Mito Belluna, which you guys have probably seen my review. Check it out up here if you haven't. But he sent this in along with it and it was like, hey, check it out, do a review on this. Now, one thing that's weird about ROCOS is they are no longer available on Amazon for some reason. So you can only purchase this watch from AliExpress or eBay, used, pre-owned, something like that. So I'm not sure what's up with that, but regardless, I will put a link to this watch. There's multiple finishing colors that you can choose from, but I'll put the link in the description for you. A small portion of that will go to the channel as a commission. So again, I appreciate all the support if you decide to buy this watch. Okay, so that's enough of me rambling. Let's flip the camera around and take a look at this watch up close. All right guys, so here we have it, the ROCOS R1101, and we'll get into all the specs here shortly, but first thing that I wanna do is show you how this fits on my 7-inch wrist. Now, I didn't want to change any of the links because obviously this is not my watch, but I want to show you at least how it fits, a little snug, but how it wears on my 7-inch wrist so you can kind of get a feel for how it fits. Okay, so let's start off with the measurements and dimensions of this watch. So first we have a case diameter of 39 millimeters, and if we include these claw accent parts as well as the crown, it's going to put us right at 41 millimeters. Now, because this has an integrated bracelet design, the lug to lug height is actually only 45 millimeters from top to bottom. So this watch will wear probably better on smaller wrists. And with the domed sapphire crystal, it's going to put our case thickness right at 12.5 millimeters. Now this is an all 316L solid stainless steel case, and it is pretty much all in brushed or satin finish. On the sides we see here, the fronts of the case, even this faceted edge, everything is brushed. And the only place we really see high polish on this watch are these two little claw portions or accent pieces on the front of the bezel and the side. And I like how it wraps around all the way to the back of the case. Now you do see there is a little bit of high polish there on the case back as well. And this is a screw down case back, and it is also an exhibition case back as you see here. Got ROCOS branding, sapphire crystal, model number, 30 meters water resistance, and of course stainless steel. Now, we do see the crown is also signed with the ROCOS R, and that is done in high polish on the front and then a coin edge. This will allow for hacking when we take that out into position 2. You can see the second hand does stop. It's just a simple three-handed movement. So let's go ahead and take a look at the bezel. You see is also done in this rose gold color with brushed finishing. We see those Roman numerals there, and those are etched into the bezel fairly deep. Finishing on it looks fine. Now the interesting part with this watch is of course the bracelet. Not only the way that it's shaped and the way that it looks with the rose gold accent, but also the sides. Kind of has these rose gold accented cylindrical tubes holding the links together. Now, interesting, this will taper from 25 millimeters all the way down to 18 millimeters, so you get a nice taper there. But I didn't want to take this out for fear of losing the parts, but I want to show you on the extra links how it all looks. So basically the way it works is these links are held in with a pin and tube system. So inside of this portion of the link, there is a sleeve. You can see it kind of coming down a little bit there. So there's a sleeve in there, and then the rose gold portion sits in between the two links. You can see here, and it is hollowed out. And then the pin goes all the way through and holds this all in together. You know, everything's held in place, secure. It's just kind of awkward to add and remove links. So because of that, I didn't even bother changing it out from the way Jeff had it. I'm just going to keep his watch the way he has it. But you will notice, just want to point out, there is a half link. So if you need to adjust the links accordingly, you can definitely do so with that half link portion. And then we have full links on both sides. Now when we get up close on the dial, we see there are really cool angles. The way that this is kind of reflecting the light looks really nice with that black dial, and the texturing on it's almost like more of a broad brush stroke kind of look to it, and kind of looks like a bird's feather, like a black bird's feather. Just that's the impression that I get from looking at that dial. And we're also noticing a lot of rose gold accenting going on. Obviously with the hands, minute and hour hands with those Dauphine shapes, there is lume applied to those hands, and then we see this needle second hand. There is rose gold accenting applied to each of these crystal hour markers, which are applied to the dial, and then we see rose gold along that date box. Interestingly, the date box is not just square. It's a really nice shape. I think that plays well with the overall design elements of the case and dial also. We see ROCOS branding in rose gold at 12 o'clock, printed since 1919 under that. And then we have the Omega style Constellation star located at 6 o'clock. No other hour markers or indices on this dial. It's definitely more of a dressy piece. And we see the Rayhot there is also brushed stainless steel with that gold PVD color. Now, one other thing I forgot to point out with this bracelet is we do have a double deployant butterfly clasp. There is a little bit of play, so that's probably the biggest downside to this watch. I think if you wear this a little bit snug, any movement is going to pull that bracelet and give a little bit of a gap there. So I know for some that might be a deal breaker. I think it's just going to depend on how you wear this watch, to be honest. But we do see here double deployant butterfly clasp, and this is a relatively thick clasp system. So double safety pusher there, and you can see the thickness on this stainless steel is very substantial. I've held some other butterfly clasps that are relatively inexpensive and they're pretty cheap, but this one has a nice heft and weight to it as far as the thickness. So now that we've gone over the watch and the features, let's go ahead and check the accuracy of the movement powering this watch. Okay, so I've had this running for a few minutes. We can see amplitude is a little bit low. We want to see that usually over 275, averaging between 4 to 6 seconds per day that it's gaining, which is really good, especially considering this has a cheap Chinese movement. Our beat error is a little bit high. We want to usually see that under 0.5. Generally, we want to see a nice, consistent, straight line, and obviously we're not getting that here with this movement. So there you go. Let's summarize, guys. So again, on AliExpress for 150 bucks, I don't think you can beat that for what you're getting. As far as the specs, full 316L solid stainless steel, sapphire crystal. Again, only complaint that I really have with this one is the gap and play that we have on the bracelet, and the fact that it is an integrated bracelet. So that is a downside as far as doing strap swaps and things like that. If this bracelet gets damaged or badly scratched, that's something you'll have to definitely keep in mind. But I think if this was going to be part of your rotation, it's a really cool, fun watch to have. I'm not really as big a fan of rose gold personally, so I probably would go for one of the other options, maybe all stainless steel. But again, really cool that you have different choices from ROCOS, and I think if this watch speaks to you, definitely check it out. Please use my links down below. That helps out the channel. And guys, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. That really makes a difference with visibility for my videos and my channel. So I greatly appreciate that. And make sure you drop a comment down below. What did you guys think of the ROCOS R1101? Does this watch design speak to you? I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you have not joined the Schwartz Force yet, go ahead and tap on my face over there to subscribe to the channel. Next review will most likely be the Omega Seamaster Planet Ocean 007 Bond Edition. So make sure you stay tuned for that. If you like videos like this, check this one out up here. I know you guys will enjoy it. But until next time, as always, may the Schwartz be with you. Take care.